Here we go. Hello and welcome. I'm Glimo. I'm the keeper of the chronicles for this Call of Cthulhu massive Nyarlathotep campaign on Roll20, streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Welcome to session 39. What horrors will you unearth in China this week? So, last session, you managed to escape from Ho Fang's warehouse, killing one guard, but taking no damage yourselves.
That was I did my best to try to keep from killing him, but
He
he
was
was
very insistent that he wanted to get killed. Yes, I understand.
Things happen.
Um, the next morning, you met
This is a horror game.
Jack Brady at your hotel. And I am going to give you 3 handouts which summarize the conversation that you had with Jack Brady.
Oh, crap. Can you get on roll 20?
So that you have those for your review. Because it was a lot of monologuing.
Brady, who?
It is handouts 8A,
0-1 for
handouts 8A, 8B, and 8C. So you and Jack compared
Brady's
back.
looking all sad on my TV right now.
There you go. You and Jack compared backstories and agreed to work together
Crap.
to foil the cultist plans. So, it is the evening of Monday, December 7th, 1925. What are you doing? Are you time skipping until you hear from Brady? Or is there something else that you want to do?
I feel like that's what we left it at last time, but I could be wrong.
You had said that you were most likely going to, although I think someone who might not be here this week was also still thinking about going over and not trying to find Ho Fang's house and knock on the door. So I leave that to you as an option if you would like to do that. Otherwise, if you just want to lay low until you hear from Brady, then that's fine too.
I gotta be honest, I gotta read the handouts first.
The short version is Brady saw a lot of weird shit. He got Roger Carlyle away from Kenya before all the shit went down and everyone got killed. And checked Roger into an insane asylum in Hong Kong and thought he was gonna just retire quietly to Shanghai, where he had served in the Marines, and then saw Aubrey Penhew here in Shanghai and said, well, shit. So started doing more research, found out pretty much the same stuff that you guys have found out about Nyarlathotep, the multiple one god with many faces, the multiple different worships, and that something big is happening, and that he needs to stop it, and that he also found this. So he stole a set of ancient scrolls from. Hey, Oren.
Hey there, guys.
Give me 1 second to get your video on screen. I wasn't sure if you were gonna be able to join us.
Yeah, sorry it took me a little bit. We had a big thunderstorm down here, and I've been dealing with stuff.
I understand.
Yeah, we had Sally come through us last night.
Oh,
Ooh.
hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, well, fortunately, it was just a tropical depression. Unfortunately, Louisiana and Alabama are going to now get a Category 2.
Right.
So, I'll take what we got last night, though. It's the first time I've heard and felt thunder that loud. I mean, it was like booming at the same time. The house actually shook just from the sound of thunder.
Okay. There we
Like
go.
it was like right on top of like several were hitting at once, and impressive. That's all I have to say. How are you guys doing?
We are hanging in there. We're just getting started, so
Oh, cool. Everybody else is here. I'm the one that's late.
So the choices that I was giving everyone is
Giving the handouts.
yes, I gave you handouts summarizing the conversation that you had with Brady last session. So those, if you get into roll 20, it's handouts 8A, 8B, and 8C. So the question that I was just re-summarizing that for everybody. So the question that I have for the group is, what are your plans? It is now the evening of Monday, December 7th, 1925. So are you going to time skip until you hear from Brady, or is there something else that you want to do? I know that you had mentioned the possibility of tracking down Ho Fang and his mansion, but if you want to just time skip to meet with Brady once he and Mr. Moo have finished translating his book so that he can get the spell to create a new Eye of Light and Darkness, then we can do that too.
I mean, I'm up for either one. The only thing I was wondering is if we want a Japanese contingent to hit someplace else or not, or let the Japanese hit that one boat.
Dark Mistress.
Dark Mistress. Maybe let the Japanese know that the Dark Mistress is a danger to them, that it's been part of the scheme. I don't think Brady and his Chinese cohorts are going to want the Japanese with him. That's like oil and water historically. I didn't get the sense that Brady was too excited. I mean, he liked knowing, but I didn't get the sense he was all that excited about it. About him, the Japanese joining us, as in, on the attack on the island. What do you guys think?
We can go find some Mongolians and really stir the Chinese up.
And we can have Mongolian beef.
I thought we left it that we wanted to try to get a submarine strike here. Did that not go over?
The thing is their submarine. I could see they have submarines. I guess they could use a submarine, but the issue here is we do have a Japanese card to play. Do we want to use it or not? Or the potential. We don't have the automatic. We have the potential. Because he was asking us to find out more about certain things. He has found out some stuff, but how do we want to deal with that? Or do we want to deal with it?
That's fair.
Because that was a card he didn't know, and that might be a little bit of extra.
Well, keep in mind, the Dark Mistress is a yacht.
Which is perfect for the Japanese, who are a sea power at this time point.
Well, yes, but you're asking a navy of a foreign power to attack a yacht.
well, he is an intelligence officer, and
And the problem would be
that yacht is been carrying secrets and stuff about something that could horribly affect the Japanese, since they're worried about some type of flying device. I don't know.
oh yeah, I forgot about the flying device.
Yeah. That seemed to be their big concern. But you're right. It is a yacht. Would they? I could see them having like one of their destroyers or one of their,
Big yacht.
one of their coastal military ships. One of their patrol ships go boom, 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 boom.
But they're close to Shanghai too.
Yeah, I know.
You're not going to get Japanese Navy getting that close to Shanghai.
Best would be a sub if they had one,
Yeah.
and just torpedo it at a distance.
Don't the Americans have a squadron of gunboats that they keep on the Yangtze River to enforce the open door policy?
Someone does, either the British or the Americans. But
At this point in time, no. The British have ground troops, but there are no naval powers from either America or Britain or France currently stationed in Shanghai.
Japanese probably would be the closest, because they actually have some holdings in China after World War I because of Germany. They got some of the holdings of what the Germans had in Asia, which
They
included...
sold it back to China.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
And it was very contentious. This, historically is one of the things that ends up putting the communists into power. But at this point in time, the Japanese do not have land holdings or troops directly in China.
Didn't realize that. I knew they had gotten the old German holdings, but that's as far as I remember. And are they in Korea right now or not?
I don't remember, and it's...
They are. It was incorporated. They took it over after the Sino-Japanese War in 1895 and into their empire in 1910.
All right. Asian history is kind of lacking, unfortunately. What do you guys want to do?
I've lost track of the options.
So either we can time skip
That one I remember.
about a week for the time it's going to take Mr. Moo to finish translating the seven cryptical books of Hassan, which Jack Brady stole from Madame Lynn, or if you don't want to do that, then I guess whatever you want to do with the next week of game time, whether that's just get supplies, build stuff. I know that you had talked about doing some weird science, or
weird science,
making some.
I think
some
Sean wanted to do some.
explosives.
Yeah, I think definitely Sean wanted to do some weird science. And I want to give his character. I mean, he's had his character, and he hasn't had a chance to really do that. So I think if nothing else, we should bow to that whim of him making some crazy, wacky science stuff.
I'd be for that.
Especially since he has that cool mini to go with the game.
So let's see.
should build a giant death laser and name it
Yeah.
the Alan Parsons Project.
Beam of light hit the ground.
Sharks with freaking lasers on their head. That'll take care of the yacht.
I would
That
say
are-
on the whole, Preparation H feels pretty good.
Let me grab my cup of coffee here. Had a rough night last night, so I need a little pick me up.
Understood.
So for the timing, the Dark Mistress, is that going to be in a few days before?
So you don't know when next the Dark Mistress will be around. The last you heard about a week ago from the Harbor Master is that it comes and goes every few weeks, but only ever arrives in port under the cover of nightfall.
Is there any way for us to track down those cultists who stole our shit and get the magic tomes back?
You don't know who stole your shit.
We don't even know that it was cultist.
So I have a question here.
Yes.
Alistair, do you know how to cast the Elder Sign spell from all the books that Alistair's read? Bill, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Let's see here. I knew make a Simba. Contact the winged one.
I don't
Contact the mind
recall
of the
you
observer.
guys finding that spell anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see that one listed here.
Fair enough. Because if you had Elder Sign bullets, would have been fun.
Yeah, I think the only one I have is
We should just make that anyways. Sounds
Contact
awesome.
the winged one. Contact the mind of the observer. Create Simba. And
why do we want to bring a lion into this?
Lion would come in handy.
True. I do believe I have that spell, Wall of Fog, don't I? Or that fog spell?
Yes, you do.
You're right. Plus, we have the Burning Flame one, too. That takes about an hour to cast.
I've got Call Forth Child of the Wood as well, but we'd need to sacrifice a beast of size 40 or larger and a ritual dagger.
How big is size 40? Is that like a horse?
Or the Empire State Building.
I'm guessing.
No, it's not that big.
Let's see.
I mean, people are in the teens, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's like horse-sized.
Duck-sized horse. Horse-sized duck.
Does it float? What else floats? Yeah, we could go to the
I'm kind of
Shanghai
curious. I'm gonna look this up.
Dark Knight and ritualistically use a dagger and call forth the Child of the Woods.
You could. I'm not really sure why you would want to, but you could.
Send the Child of the Wood out into the water after the boats.
If it's woods, I don't think it's going to do all that great in water.
Yes, none of the books that you had found had Elder Sign as a spell in them.
Fair enough.
So, what sort of stuff would you like to get done? Are you gonna try to build some gadgets? Or are you just gonna build a lot of explosives?
I'm thinking explosives. How about some explosive? Got shotguns?
Yes, we do.
How about some explosive shotgun shells? You know, something the calibers are more of the elephant stopping variety, based on what we've seen, but more so.
You should do like Hawkeye, but with shotgun. It's like a net. There's like a net one. There's like an electric one. It's one with like glue. Wait, did you say size 40?
Size 40.
So does that take into account that COC 7 multiplies size by 5, which I had totally forgotten about?
I had forgotten that, but this is in the COC 7 Keeper's Guide, so I'm assuming that it does.
All right, so size 40 is not that big, since like size 10 in normal BRP would be 50.
Well, size 10 in Call of Cthulhu is like...
So an average roll, right, on your character would yield you a size 65 with a 2d6 plus 6 mechanism.
Is that how size gets rolled? I thought size was smaller than that, but...
No, size is 2d6. Well, whatever. It's like 3 to 18 multiplied by 5, right? So 3 to 18 within normal human multiplied by 5. Like, but yeah, it's 2d6 plus 6 is the rolling method of determining size.
Okay, so
yeah, my size is 55. So actually, large.
Okay,
dog,
so then okay, yeah, large dog, pig, goats.
Yeah.
All that work for something we can't do anyways.
Well, we can get that at the Chinese markets over there.
This is true.
All right,
Get some barbecue pork on the way out.
Where's the table for shotgun damage?
Don't remind me. My favorite barbecue place now is permanently closed.
1d6.
Drove past it this week.
Like U.S. barbecue, or are we talking?
They
like Southern U.S. barbecue kind of thing.
Yeah, they actually did. Yeah, Southern U.S. barbecue up here in Ottawa. Driving past it, going, oh no.
Yeah, I imagine a number of my favorite restaurants are no longer going to be my favorites because they'll cease to exist.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of the mom and pop places are going to go under. A lot of the big corporate ones are going under.
Really sucks because there was like a pretty good Indian restaurant had just opened up like in the next town over.
Nando's completely shut down here in Canada for the most part. So.
Okay, so here's what I will say you can do if you build explosive shotgun shells. I will say that they will give you double damage over a regular shotgun.
Get area of effect.
I will allow for splash damage.
Yes. Nothing can go wrong with this.
I will allow for splash damage, but that means it can also get on you if you're too close. So I'll say that anything within one range increment, which is usually 10 yards, could take splash damage of whatever the minimum damage would be. So 2d6. And that they can roll for half. But that also means if one of you are in the range, you'll also take it.
So how many of you guys use shotguns?
Hey, we all do at times.
I can start learning.
Well, actually, if you have rifle skill, you can use a shotgun easily.
I think I only have handguns.
It's the same skill, right? It's rifle shotgun.
Yeah, rifle shotgun.
Rifle shotgun is one skill. Handgun's a different skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more of who actually has a shotgun, because I use a rifle, not a shotgun. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be that hard. We have enough time to get shotguns.
Yeah.
I do not.
I will say that yes, you know, in the week that you're of downtime that you have plenty of time to acquire as many shotguns as you want.
All
Can we go to shotgun shoot? Can we go to shotgun school?
I'm gonna say no on the shotgun school, but you can take your what's the minimum? 10%?
No, I think it's 20%.
25,
20.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you got 20.
I think the base is 25.
Yeah, base is 25. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Hey,
I wouldn't say
25.
perfect.
Look at that.
hey, considering how much damage that sucker does, you know, it might be worth it.
Yeah, but we'll have to make
Yeah,
like a crap ton since we'll only be hitting with a quarter of them.
Well, why don't we upscale a little bit and go with mortar shells?
None of us have mortar shells.
Okay.
If we mount
portable.
if we mount a German 88 millimeter, we could take out the Dark Mistress from shore.
All right, so you want us
I'll
to be
say
able to
that
make
you
a
can
flying
make-
tiger tank.
I'll say that you can make 5 of these a day,
Okay.
and it costs triple what normal ammunition costs.
Yeah, but don't we have a crap ton of money that we stole from the?
Yeah, we do.
You do
We do.
indeed.
So money's not the problem. The problem
So the
is
end
how
of
many
days.
how many shells do you want him to make? Because the other issue is, does he want to make something else?
Yeah,
We
so
might
I'll say they're $1 a piece,
You know,
and you can make 5 a day.
can you make like can you make like a Batman style like grappling gun?
Okay.
If you've got extra time.
Well, the
Maybe.
other thing is this: what are
I
their
feel like we're always
explosives doing
going
with?
into things and coming out of things. That could be helpful.
Yeah, that's a point. That's a point. Sorry, brain actually the reality, because I've seen the Mythbusters episode.
Ah, yes.
Yes, but this is pulp, so you know.
I know. So I gotta.
I will
it's-
say that this will take you 1 day, and you need to make a mechanical repair roll in order to make your grappling gun.
Okay.
You played Overwatch like the
Yeah.
thing that Widowmaker has.
Silent Bob has one too.
Success. Okay, yes. You get your grappling gun.
Woohoo! I'm Batman.
All right.
So that's one less day you can spend
Building
making
shells.
shells.
Anybody else have a request?
Does anyone actually have shotgun skills?
Yeah.
All right.
I know Seamus and and George, Martin both do.
Yeah. Could I make a suggestion that we also have some type of like magnetic or something that sticks type of explosive device that we can put on something? You know what I mean? There's your standard dynamite, but maybe some type of like shaped
Like
charge.
electromagnetic. I see where you're going.
We might need to get through a door. We may need to punch a hole through something or destroy something. A shaped charge might be useful.
Can I ask, why did we wait for 2 years before we decided to start inventing all this awesome stuff?
I've offered.
He's offered. We just didn't take advantage of it.
It's like trying to come up with the stuff, because I'll be honest with you, my opinion, the Pulp handbook really falls down on the weird science portion.
Yeah, this is a whole other side conversation. I would agree, and I would say many pulp games seem to fall down on the weird science. But
I think they're expecting people to actually be old enough to remember pulp fiction or pulp characters and all the devices they have.
Well, none of us are like 95. Like,
and to be honest, I've read Doc Savage. I've read almost all of his, right? But you blur most of that stuff, and it's not really the true weirds, more the weirdest science when you're talking like, oh, let me communicate with the dead or a gutter or something,
Well, I think the other thing is most RPG gadgeting rules are like horrible.
So are you making some sort of explosives device?
Yeah, sure. I'll make some one that we can. Well, here's the question: do they actually have shaped plastique type of explosives at this point? I don't know
I don't believe so. I think plastic explosive doesn't come about until after World War II.
Shaped charges?
I'll say that
World War II definitely was shaped charges because
why is Seamus the only weird scientist on the planet?
Well, there might be others, but they
someone
might be
else
secret.
must have come up with it.
Yeah, but they might not have shared it. Maybe they are a part of their own secret organization.
Yeah, so maybe a couple of shaped charges.
Okay.
Systems.
I'm gonna need a demolitions roll from you.
Oh, I figured that. That's why I had my finger right on top.
Extreme. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I know how to do this one, guys. No problem.
Tell me what you want to build.
You got the Play-Doh of shaped charges.
Yeah, that's.
Just to let you guys know, plastique was invented in 1875.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yes. We're doing up. It's like.
You're just improving what is it? The steampunk version of this.
Yeah. Little caps, little balls of plastic. Try and make sure it's, if possible, two-parters. So the type that you then you just mix it together at the time to post it there, and then put the charge, so that we don't have any accidental booms.
I will say that each one of these that you make also takes a day. So tell me, you've got a day making the grapple gun.
Right.
Tell me how many of these you want to make, and then you can spend the rest of the time making explosive bullets.
Okay, so then say 2 days on that, and then it's a week, right? And 5. So get 5 bullets a day, you said?
Yes.
Martin, okay. And how many guys are going to take up the offer to do shotguns here? So
They're called-
George,
Five
myself?
shots, 5 things a day.
Yeah, no, but how many of you guys want?
I've only
I
got
don't have
25,
this.
so it'll probably explode in my hand.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's do it then. It'll be 3 days on the explosives, 3 days on the shotgun shells. So that'll be 5 for myself, 5 for George, and 5 for Oren. What do you say?
Well, I'll let you guys split the archery. I'm not that good of a shotgun. I only have a 25. I'll probably use a pistol.
Okay.
I mean, I have used a shotgun before, but only when it's become dire. And that with a 20-25, I'd rather have you guys have the couple extra shells each, and I'll just fire away at my measly pistol.
Okay.
I'll take as many as you will give me, but I'm going to bring both of my long guns.
Same here. Okay. So we'll spend 3 days on the explosives, 1 day on the grapple, 3 days on the bullets. That's a week.
Okay. So, on the morning of the 15th, you get a message when you go to the tea house in the morning from Brady telling you to meet him that afternoon at Firm Actions warehouse, and that the guards will be expecting you this time.
That was the place we ran away from, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
All right. I guess we'll go roundabout to get there so that we know we're not being followed.
Great. Okay. So,
With duffel bags.
how do I not have a Jack Brady token? All right. I gotta find out where the hell my Jack Brady token went, but I'll deal with that later. Okay, so you make it to the Firm Action warehouse, and the guards let you in, and Chu-Min is there along with Jack Brady, and there's also another man that you have not met before, and Jack introduces you to Mr. Moo, and says Mr. Moo has finished translating the 7 cryptical books of Hassan, and most importantly has decoded the spell for creating the Eye of Light and Darkness. And I'm going to share a handout with you. The ineffable eye must be worked into a natural substance which is innately hard. The unrivaled light of the marvelous eye transcends taint if all evil presences have been dispatched or dispelled. He who first chanced must be able to visualize the gift of the elder sign. Of those signs sealing the festerings of the dark god, the most potent is the Eye of Light and Darkness. Inscribed into the substance of a high place near the haunts of evil, and no further than 30 li from them, the eye expels the evil strength for so long as the sign exists. The eye must be created the afternoon before the full moon rises. Each eye should reflect the lore of the place it is carved, and no 2 eyes shall be exactly the same. At moonrise, the blood of an innocent must fill the pupil of the eye once per drumbeat, from then till moon sets. As the first blood is given, chant the words Sama, Sama, Teo, Sama, and continue until the moon sets. When next the moon rises, the eye opens to ward and to guard. Gather the friends of good to work this wisdom, for too few shall surely fail. The wondrous eye must not first burn where evil beings or creatures lurk. Only one incorruptible eye may guard a location. The blood for the pupil of the winnowing eye must be fresh. All who chant must detest evil. 2 li, known as a Chinese mile, is equal to roughly 1/3 of a Western mile, or half a kilometer. 30 li is approximately 10 miles. So, the Mr. Mook, tells you this and says the next full moon is on the 31st. Today is the 15th, so we have 16 days to plan for this ritual. Brady and Chu Min at this point speak up and say, because the eye can only cover 10 miles, we assume that we're going to have to put this on Grey Dragon Island. So we need to be able to get there no later than the morning of the 31st to start the ritual. And then whoever of us is performing the ritual needs to be in place for at least 24 hours.
Okay.
How much blood do we need here?
They all kind of stare at each other, and Mr. Moo eventually says, the writing is somewhat unclear on that point.
Somewhat unclear on a critical point.
It says that you need to fill the eye once per drumbeat. It does say that the drum needs to be beaten once per hour from moonrise to moonset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that means we don't need too much, but I don't really know.
Wait, how big is this eye?
So you've seen your Eye of Light and Darkness. So on the one that you have from Egypt, and Jack Brady has brought his half as well. This was the one from the Red Pyramid, and so the eye is about that big.
About 6-7 inches in diameter.
Isn't that like 1 inch?
No, I'm
So a
thinking it's
couple
about.
gallons.
It's less than fist size. It's
Oh, okay.
you know, like a
About 4 inches and 4 to 5 inches in diameter, maybe, like a pancake.
smaller
Small
than a
pancake.
pancake.
Depends
Little-
how big your hand is.
Yeah, a small pancake, like those dollar pancakes you buy.
Yeah, like silver dollar sized.
Yes.
Roll of toilet paper. What is it?
The tube for the toilet paper
tube,
roll.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's tiny.
Are we bringing a bunch of mooks to
Yeah.
like
Define innocent. Because that ain't anybody from this group.
A couple of gallons should cover it.
Is it too late to invent synthetic blood?
um.
True Blood was invented in 1990s Atlanta, and
Mr. Moo says again the scripture is somewhat vague on the concept of innocence.
What could possibly go wrong with this plan?
not innocent but acquitted.
You got explosive shotgun shells, totally unclear on the parameters for activation.
My suggestion, folks, is drink lots of water and have vitamin C in case we lose a lot of blood.
Oh, dear God.
And eat some carrots too, in case you need a better eyesight.
Possibly go wrong.
Mr. Moo kind of looks around the room at all of you and says, going out on a limb here, but I don't think any one of us qualifies.
Oh, that's what I said.
Yeah, that was a long shot.
So now we have to find.
Well, I think it depends on what they mean by innocent, as in not touched by evil, like what we're facing.
That would be my best guess.
That's what I'm thinking too. The other would be way too hard to accomplish.
We need 13 virgins.
Or simple acquittal by a jury of your peers.
Unless you bought off the jurors.
Technically, in American
The-
jurisprudence, that
the person
that just means
acquitted
you're
would
not
still be
guilty,
innocent.
Not that you've been found innocent.
Yeah. What does innocence have to do with it?
Anywho,
Yes.
This is what information you have right now.
Okay.
Jack and Chu Min say we've been trying to gather good intelligence on Grey Dragon Island since we first found out about it and about Sir Aubrey's dealings there. It's not on very many maps and naval charts, and no one seems to have even the charts that it's on. No one seems to have good intelligence about the island itself. We guess that it's about 7 miles across. But that's about all we really know. Our normal bribes have been unsuccessful in getting us hard information.
More than, and the bribes might have even warned some people.
There have been 2 unsuccessful expeditions to the island for tracking purposes over the last 10 years. Both boats were destroyed by enormous seas that seemed to come up out of nowhere. And after that, no one would undertake a third mission to try to go track it.
Well, what's our plan to get over there?
I'm open to suggestions. None of us are strong sailors, and frankly, I don't know how well we can fully trust the charts that we have.
Well, none of us are sailors either. I look at Brady. I know of.
I have navigation.
Yeah, I've got navigation.
Could we somehow stow away on the Dark Mistress?
Brady kind of strokes his chin there, says that's an interesting option that I will admit I hadn't thought about.
They're picking up supplies. Perhaps we could get into some kind of crates and get loaded aboard and brought on over.
That, or we take the ship over.
Yeah, we could Trojan horse once we're on board and take it over.
I do have one contact, but considering it's another nationality, I am hesitant to even suggest it.
My thought, so Brady kind of pipes up and says, my thought is that we're going to need 2 missions, if not 3. We may need an initial scouting mission. I feel that the mission for the full moon needs to be a stealth mission. If there's an outright assault on the island going on while we're trying to perform this arcane ritual, I only see that going badly.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It's almost like we got to hope and pray the stealth mission stays safe until the rest goes.
Then I think after that, we have an all-out bombardment. I'm open to whether we do that right afterwards, once the new Eye of Light and Darkness is in place, or if we wait and try and disrupt the ritual that I expect they'll be having on the night of the eclipse. I almost think it might be easier to do it then, with all of the chaos that will be going on with all of the cultists that I'm sure will be coming over from the mainland.
It will make it easier to get in. They might not be as knowing that there's a whole bunch of ships coming in or cultists coming in. They might not be as aware. Though, if we can find out what some of these cultists are going to be attired with or what boats they may take, we could try to acquire one of those if we decide not to go the other boat route of taking over that one ship. Maybe at least some of our assault group can be at least dressed as cultists. That might get us in a little bit closer, especially since they're going to be more keen on the actual event than maybe security.
Those are my thoughts, but I am open to other ideas. If
I must admit, I do like the idea of taking out the one boat, using that as the decoy on the night, hit that boat ahead of time and take that over. The only issue is whose boat is that again?
Penhu's.
And we don't know when Penhu, we know that Penhu is probably going to come in before the ritual to load up and then go over. Thing is he going to wait till within that day, or is he going to want to be there ahead of time?
I don't know. His schedule is irregular. The only thing that's common is that he never comes in before dark and is always gone by midnight.
Because I like the idea of taking his boat, but by taking it, will we be giving them notice if he was supposed to arrive earlier for the ritual? I mean, it would be nice to have him taken out, since he'll probably be playing a key role.
Yes.
I like that idea. I like it a lot, to be honest, because that way we don't have to deal with him on the island. But I like that. The big issue is going to be also who should we select to go on the stealth mission? It should be the people who are going to be very low key, be able to be good at stealth. I'm not sure that all of us here are good at those things. I mean, I know I have some ability to move stealthily.
So, Brady says, kind of sighs and says, I know, I understand, but Mr. Moo is going to be the only one that's going to be able to perform the ritual. And you look at this guy, he's in his 70s.
Yeah, we need to have people with him to protect him.
I
discovered
exactly. Mr. Moo is not exactly the stealthiest person here.
No, but the fewer people we have, the more, the less likely we'll be noticed. So it's going to have to be a small team that goes with Mr. Moo. And so I would think that whoever's best at being stealthy and combat should go with him. Maybe make an obstacle course or I'm quite sure you know who on your team is best at both of those things. How big a team do you think should be going to protect Mr. Moo?
He says, I would hope that either all or some of you can come. I know that you have more knowledge about some of these dark magics than the rest of us
I am
do.
more
In
than
case something goes wrong during the ritual.
I'm more than willing to go along with Mr. Moo. I think he has the most important part. Without him, you know, if we don't have the eye ready, it's not gonna. It's all gonna be for naught anyway.
Chumin, says, I can lead a team of 5 commandos from firm action to act as a rear guard, and hopefully, if needed, cover you.
That sounds like a plan. I'm more than willing to volunteer to help Mr. Moo. What do you?
Yes, I think I could be a help to Mr. Moo on the actual ritual side of the process.
Be the first time we've done guard duty during a ritual, now would it?
And we have picked up some arcane knowledge, and I do know that I know at least of one incantation that could at least give us some cover. I do believe I can produce a wall of fog. That would at least give us some cover in an emergency.
Interesting. That sounds very useful.
Mm-hmm. I have one other spell that takes way too much time, but if it gets off, this iron torch here will be lit with a fire that will not go off and will burn almost anything it touches. It's how we dealt with something in Cairo.
Very well. We can.
I guess who else wants to come with us with Mr. Moo? It's going to be me, Alistair, I do believe. Correct?
Yes. Is anyone from the party not going on this? Okay, so the whole party.
Why wouldn't we?
So the whole party's going.
As much as you'd like us to split the party at this point.
Don't split the party.
This is kind of the culmination, and it kind of seems like it's odd to split the party at this point.
Great. Yeah. That was kind of where I was, and then Oren started talking about splitting the party, and I was very confused.
No, I wasn't thinking about splitting the party. I was just going. Go.
Okay.
Other guys.
So, Chumin says, I'll see what I can do in the next 2 weeks to see if there's any sort of either reconnaissance that we can do or anyone that I can bribe to try to get any more information about Grey Dragon Isle before we start pushing ourselves in there. I'd like to know a little bit more about what sort of a hornet's nest we're walking into.
It would also be good to get outfits that the cultists might be wearing so that we can that the assault can blend in.
Agreed. We'll find more information when we're there. But anything that we can find ahead of time for our stealth mission would be greatly desired to make our stealth more stealthy.
True. If we have a bit more time, I suspect that we will also need to get silencers for our pistols. We're going to want something a little bit, just in case we do run into something that is only one or two. That may be wise.
Mind if it's otherworldly, it's gonna go boom in a big way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if it's otherworldly, we're in deep doo-doo.
Reminds me, what gauge shotguns could we have gotten our hands on?
Standard is 12.
I'll say that you had 12s, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to see if I could have gotten my hands on some nice 10 gauge.
Because here you could easily get the double barrel or probably even the pump. And after World War I, the M11 was very popular, the automatic shotgun that the American troops used.
So I'm going to say that in Shanghai, without as Americans, mostly Americans, without raising notice, you were able to get standard 12 gauge double barrels.
Okay.
For those of you that didn't have a shotgun already from earlier in the adventure.
Yeah, the muzzle brake side by side is probably the most common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That or the over and under. I make sure that if it's possible to get silencers for all our pistols too, since suppressors were around at that time point.
Sure. I'll say that you can find those in the.
It's sort of like certain drugs. Certain things were just so much easier to get back then. I was reading up on that. I mean, I could even order a Thompson machine gun from Sears.
Oh, you want a great book on that is The Poisoner's Handbook, which just is the history of like the creation basically of the medical examiner's office, proper science for New York City, but just the drugs, poisons that were just available, period, 100 years ago plus, shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done the tour of the New Orleans Pharmacy Museum a few times. That's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to say this is probably a good place to take our break. We're like 10 minutes earlier than usual for that, but this seems like a good stopping point narratively. And then we can pick it up in 10 minutes or so and talk about you guys heading over to Grey Dragon Islands. So let's take 10. We'll come back here right around 9 o'clock and do the second half.